So while being interviewed by his friend Dr. Phil on Tuesday, Donald Trump made another weird claim, and he said if they had fair vote counting in California, he would have won California. Now that's just not true. He claims that they marked him down for a 5 million vote loss just because he's a Republican, and it's on a whole unfair, shady process in California. Tried to blame mail-in voting, things like that. Well, fact of the matter is, a Republican, I could be wrong, but for the presidential election, I'm pretty sure a Republican has not won California since Reagan. It's just, they don't win there. And that's part of why they award the state so early, even though they haven't finished counting all the vote. Now, that's just a thing by the media. Just because the media says on election night, 2 minutes after polls close in California, we're predicting that Vice President Kamala Harris is going to win California, it doesn't mean she actually won California. If the vote total were to come back later and say Donald Trump won, they would fix it. But based on history and based on polls, if they are confident that it is above a certain margin, they are going to predict it a certain way. That is how they've always done it. That is why they predict certain states. They do the same thing in Florida and Texas and Alabama. They will say, well, Donald Trump's going to win by such a wide margin. We're going to give them to him as soon as those polls close. It's almost a guarantee. And Donald Trump doesn't have a complaint about those states, but he does against the Democrat state. Why? Because it's his ego. He can't stand to lose anything. If you ask him, I bet you he would tell you he should win all 50 states. Every election, every time he's won, that he's that popular, or widely popular. I should win them all. They cheated in every state. Really. It's ridiculous. It's not a matter of fair vote counting. It is just the simple fact that there are more Democrats than Republicans who actually vote in California. It's just the way it is. And like I said, the predictions don't matter on election night. What matters is the final vote total, but usually those final vote totals end up matching what they predict early because they have the history, they have the polling data, etc. So he's just blowing smoke and trying to pump up his own ego. And like I've said in other videos, he's trying to lay the groundwork for a stolen election claim yet again because he can't accept the fact that he is going to lose this election. He's done it all along. He said it in the Iowa primary, 8 years ago, the 2 elections ago, when he lost, I can't remember who he lost to. I think it was Ted Cruz. But anyway, it doesn't matter. He lost the Iowa caucus. Oh, it's rigged against me, rigged against me. He lost the next one, rigged against me. Then he started winning, and suddenly it wasn't rigged anymore. He has said it all along. He says it at every turn. If it's not in his favor, it's rigged. It's just more bluster from a guy who likes to stroke his own ego.